have a new book. My first book, actually, this book is called Threads of Destiny of the Master Weaver. Why did I write this book? It's because after going through many different kind of things in my life, some very painful, and also good things that God has done, I realized that in the journey of life, God is like God working, like the weaver works through a basket or doing something with the threads. And I realized that from down here, we see the mess of our lives, we see the failures, we see the pains, but from above, the Master sees the beauty of what He's making out of us. And through my life, I decided it is good to be able to share my story, because as somebody said, every life is a story if we care enough to listen. And so I wrote this book to just be able to bring hope to somebody who may be feeling hopeless, to bring, restoration where there is desperation, and to tell you that God gives a second chance in life, but you must be willing to take that chance. And so I welcome you to order a copy of this book. It is only 1,000 shillings and or $10 for those who are outside of the country. You can order through the number on the screen, and we'll be able to get you a copy of this book. God bless you as you read it. Give it to somebody else, and I know they will be helped. Amen.
And we are very much in that, because with us is also a guest, and to be precise, she's also a lady who is doing profoundly well in the kingdom business space. And there's something we usually say, that whatever is not written does not exist. And for that reason, we want to dig deeper in matters accounting, in record keeping, in matters cash flow management, which are pertinent matters in what we call our businesses and our day-to-day activities in our marketplace. And with me is my co-host, Enoch Kitonde Kijana. How are you, my brother?
I'm okay, sir.
How was your week?
My week was very exciting.
What do you have to say to our guest today?
First of all, thank you so much, Coach Lewis, for having me today. It's a pleasing pleasure every time I get the chance to sit on the Kingdom Business Network. I know there's so much to learn today, and the discussion he has shared with us about kingdom stewardship. I believe this is a discussion that no young person should miss out, because the Bible commands us actually to take care of the flock, our finances and the like. So having an expert, not just an ordinary person, but a lady in the Kingdom Business Network, helping us break this down is something that is very profound. Again, you don't want to miss this. And Coach, again, I'm very excited. I can't wait to hear from Pastor Mercy and yes, thank you.
Amazing, and thank you so much for also reminding me that it's Pastor Mercy.
Pastor Mercy. Yes.
Yes, that's how I know her. But today we are inviting you to a different side of her. That is CPA Mercy Macharia. That is CPA Mercy Macharia. She has a profession in accounting. That's her major, all the way from Zivah Solutions. That's what she does. Day in, day out, matters to do with finances, accounting, business strategies. And because she's here, allow me to give her that honors and privilege to tell us more about herself. And welcome so much, Mercy.
Thank you, Coach Lewis. Thank you, Enoch. I'm so delighted to be here. I don't take it for granted. I look forward to a fruitful engagement, me too. So yes, my name is Mercy Macharia. We will add a CPA or pastor. But above everything else, I'm born again. I love Jesus as my personal savior. I got born again at a tender age of 13 years back in high school. So I'm so passionate of the young people because I understand that's the basis of foundation. And that's why I love working with the young people, ministering to the young people. So yes, that's Mercy in a nutshell. She's married to Macharia. Hi. And we are blessed with one daughter, Gianna. And we thank God that this far the Lord has been faithful. Mercy is a CPA. I work with as an accountant with one of the data centers in Africa that deals with entirely data center, setting up things, but I'm the senior finance officer. I do day-to-day operations of budgeting, ensuring management accounts are ready, financial reports are ready. Yes, that's Mercy in a nutshell. I am also the founder of Zivah Solution, which is a solutions for SMEs. I'm targeting the SMEs. And I believe that's why we are here for this discussion, because I realized most of the SMEs really don't have knowledge on the accounting principles, and we find ourselves in trouble, what I call chaos. We need to come out from the chaos to clarity and understand what is actually needed of me to do now that I'm in business and ensuring that I'm a good steward of what God has blessed me with. So yeah, that's Mercy. I look forward to a good time. Thank you, Coach Lewis.
Wow, thank you so much, Mercy, and welcome again to KBN. I think our KBN members are eagerly and waiting to hear what you have for us today. Yes, and maybe to begin with, you can help us understand, does it mean, maybe in the place of accountability or accounting, to be precise, do I need an accountant for me to have accounting records? Do I need an accountant?
Wow, what a good question that you're asking someone in that business. So, per se, I would say no. That would be my answer today.
Okay.
You really don't need an accountant now that you're in business.
Yes.
What you need is the knowledge of accounting.
Okay.
But the business I know will grow at some point, and that's why now maybe the reports get more complicated, clients get more complicated. You're being asked for audit reports.
Yes.
Now that's why you really, really need an accountant. So in Zivah, we actually encourage more of training on the people and bringing the awareness of accounting so that they understand this is what I'm expected to do. Yes.
And why do so many Christian entrepreneurs neglect the place of bookkeeping? And do you think it affects their growth?
Oh, yeah. It definitely growth.
True.
Because maybe down and understand what is this I'm calling bookkeeping.
Yes.
It's just ensuring that I'm able to track these are my revenues, these are my incomes, and these are my expenses. So bookkeeping is more of a backward thing. Like we look past into your books and ensure you're keeping good receipts. You're keeping good accounting records for your documentation. So that if I'm asking you like randomly, how much did you make this month? Most SMEs will not have a clue, but they can tell.
Yes.
I think I'm there around 100,000. But if you ask in terms of numbers, they're not able to do it. So yes, people this because one, I would say ignorance, not knowing the essence or the importance of bookkeeping.
Yes.
Another thing is, when most SMEs, when they start off, you start it off like your own personal gig. So there's no your personal finances and your business finances.
Okay.
So at the end of it, what happens is that you're the two. So whatever money came in, you paid your house rent.
Yes.
Whatever the day you're not able to tell, this is the income that my business is making. So that would also be the other challenge with SMEs. They're not able to really separate the two. I would also fault the Christians here, but not really fault, but put a challenge of that, let's be professional.
True.
It's given you that ability to go out there and be in the marketplace, but endeavor to be professional.
True.
Yeah. So that, you know, there are funders out there, and they'll just ask you, let me see your books.
True.
But we have nothing to show. Yeah. And we lose on those opportunities where the other people in the other side that they're able to leverage on, and their accounts are good. So I would also say it's a part of neglect on the Christians, you know.
Okay.
Yeah. And that's where the stewardship.
Mr. Enoch, because I know he's already having some burning questions. Would you completely say that one of the reasons as to why businesses stagnate or don't grow is lack of bookkeeping could be highly contributing to that?
Oh yes, lack of bookkeeping will highly contribute to that. Let me give a case in example.
Yes.
If I'm not able to tell how much I'm making,
Yes.
if I'm not able to track my expenses, what will happen is at the end of the day, I'm not able to measure the growth of my business. So long as I'm making money, I'm comfortable with it. But the truth is, maybe I'm not even a liquidity in this business.
Yes.
At some time, behind pay creditors, at some point I'll find I've not even done tax planning. So at the end of the day, you find that most businesses will stagnate in their growth. Something we usually say, you know, Proverbs says, it's good to know your flock and count them and ensure that they are in good time. You know, we are not there. We are Are we are we really looking on what is the legacy I'm living on? Did you sustain you for now, or is something you want to build that can be a legacy for you? Yes.
Okay, so Enoch, you have to say about all these matters.
Amazing. She talks about legacy, and then that's communicating long term.
True.
Because you coming from a place of expert, and speaking of us as believers doing the neglect, I think that is serious. Because if the Bible is commanding us, like you say, to be diligent in taking care of our flock, and then knowing what is going on, what is, you know, that is very profound. So it's a challenge because most people, most of the young people, the challenge is not like making sales. That one, we are so good at it. Can get money coming in. But now the idea of now stewardship, of tracking where the money is going, that is something that we have missed, you know. So I, in the digital space, along with Coach here, there are so many tools, you know, technology has come to help us in very many ways, and young people being at the forefront of this could also utilize some of these tools. Maybe you help us understand, or maybe highlight some of the tools or systems someone can use so that they can be able to track their inflow, maybe they can steward their finances better.
Okay. Just before I give you the tool, something came to my mind.
Okay.
You know, this conversation is not just for the businesses. Even most of us believers, we are not able to track and to keep a record of how we are really monitoring our personal finance. I remember when we got married, just a quick example, and money spending. Then at one time, my husband asked me, how much did we make this month? And I had no clue. And how much did we spend? I had no clue. And we sat down and we started, of course, he was just challenging me. No, but you're an accountant. You should be advised. We just went down and sat down and we started tracking, and we realized our expense above our income. That means go beyond and know this conversation is really important, not only to the business, but even for you as a personal help, as your personal finances, how you're able to track them. And as you mentioned the tools, I just remembered there's something that got me excited, I think, beginning of that last month, that I can actually have a software application on my phone that is actually tracking all my income and my expenses. And I was like, wow, that's tools online. Kenya is becoming very dynamic in terms of IT, and so many applications are coming up. People are simplifying so many things, so we can take advantage of the technology and actually find such tools. I think it's called My Budget. That's for the personal financing.
Yes.
For businesses, let me talk about the SMEs. We can start with the most basic, an Excel sheet, a Google spreadsheet, a Google, and do my day-to-day operations at Zivah. It's surprising. Some don't. The basic, they just know money came in. The basic, maybe you have a school like our coach. Students have paid. Did even it, the documentation of your incomes. So yeah, the basic one, or a Google spreadsheet that will really help you in tracking, and it's column for all, and another one for all your expenses. At the end of the day, what am I getting? This is my profit. But we're also looking at something we call cash flow, which I think was part of this discussion. How liquidity are you? How much is money coming in? How much is money going out? As the SME grows, you can also keep the ledger book. The ledger book. Yes. Fit the SMEs, especially stage called seed. Seed stage is where you're just starting off. You may not have resources to get the Zoho books, the QuickBooks, but now that's a better model or a better accounting system, because report click of a button. But for the Excels, you'll have to go down and start preparing reports now manually. This was my gross profit, this was my taxes, But basically that's it. You can basically start at the basic levels, that is, have the Excel or the Google spreadsheet. The other you can starting off accounting softwares, and there's so many in the market. We have QuickBooks, we have Xero, we have Odoo, we have Zoho, whichever that will work for your organization, depending on how you want to see your reporting structured and customized into what actually suits your yes.
Wow, I think that progress is so far so good, because I'm just thinking of myself when I was starting, and I was utilizing the money that is mine in this pocket
for the business.
That is for business. And you know what that meant. And there is a narrative that finance people you love to use. You love to say that cash flow is king.
Yeah.
And now when we also go to marketing, because I'm also a marketing champion, we say customer is king. Now we have so many kings in this space. But I think it is the business of people from every kingdom to defend their king.
Yeah.
So now here we have a narrative
of cash flow is king.
Cash flow is king. So maybe what's the difference between profitability and cash flow? And why do you think entrepreneurs confuse the two?
Nice one. That's a very good question. So profitability comes from the word profit.
All right.
So technically it's accessing, is my business making profit.
Okay.
And what is profit is revenue minus expenses.
Okay.
What is your incomes?
Right.
Maybe someone is watching and is wondering these accounting terms I'm using. That's your income. Money in. Yes. Money something, whatever money has come in, that's your revenue.
Right.
Then expenses. Now, what is your expenses? Expenses is anything you're spending money on to sustain the business.
And maybe before you proceed there, when you talk of revenue, is capital invested also part of revenue?
No.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
No, capital invested is capital.
All right.
Yes. So when I speak of revenue, is money generated from the business.
All right.
Just like expenses is expenses arising from the business. You can't go raving and say that's my expenses. Yeah, so that is expenses from the business.
All right.
So when you deduct or when you do the summation of the two, whatever you get is now your profit.
Yes.
So that is profitability. And most people calculate their profits overhead. Mama Mboga, I bought 10 bob.
Yes.
Then I've sold it at 15.
Yes.
So ideally, my profit is 5
bob.
shillings.
Yes.
But you know what they'll do? They'll spend the entire 15.
All
So
right.
they've also eaten the capital. So that's how they collapse. Yeah, so that's profitability.
All right.
When we talk of cash flow, like I had actually mentioned, is the movement of money in and out of a business.
Okay.
Money in whichever form. Now you remember the question you asked about the capital. Now I will assess that on cash flow because that is money in.
Yes.
You get? And then there is money out.
Okay.
And that measures something we call liquidity. Are you able to pay your obligations on time?
Right.
Are you able to pay your taxes on time? Are you falling behind rent?
Okay.
So the reason people confuse between the two is because actually a majority assume profitability liquidity, which is not true.
Okay.
Let me give an accounting example.
Yes.
When you've sold something on credit, when you sell something on credit in the books, you've already sold
that product.
It's revenue.
Yes.
You get? So for that particular month, I sold goods worth 100,000.
Yes.
So the 100,000 is my revenue.
Yes.
Remember, I'll deduct it from my expenses. So from the books, I'll tell you you're profitable because you sold.
Yes.
But the truth is, you've not collected the money.
Okay.
Collections. So yes, you may be profitable, but in terms of cash flow, pesa haijaingia mfukoni. You get? Like we can tell, it will still affect you.
True.
Because at the end of the day, yes, you're making revenues, but you're not collecting the revenues. So what is happening? Your liquidity has an issue.
Okay.
You have to pay rent. So if you delay in paying rent, the landlord may lock you out.
True.
And that's how now business starts collapsing. They may be profitable,
Yes.
but also it's very important to track your cash flows.
Okay.
Track how is money coming in and how is money going out. Another example would be expenses. If I'm paying Britam, for example,
Yes.
as my rent,
Yes.
you get, I may not, it's supposed to fall due this month.
Yes.
I have delayed to pay it, so I've paid it next month.
month.
Remember, this relate it as an expense.
Yes.
So it will affect my profitability. But my cash in, cash out, I have paid it next month. Have you now seen the difference? That there's a difference between the profitability and the cash flows. That's why we say cash flow is king. Because you also need to track your cash flow so that we can tell you, by the way, you have a going concern. However you're managing your money, you're able to progress in your business.
True.
Yes.
Enoch, do you believe cash flow is king?
I also you talk about customer being king.
Yes.
Even in the medical space, the client
is
king.
king.
Yeah. So
Yes.
it correlates so well, and I am following so much, and I'm learning a lot.
True.
When you talk about cash flow, because most of us, the young people in business, you think cash in is profit. So you simply spend it the way you want.
Yeah.
So documentation is key. I learned here that it's important that you can track that and then document everything so that you are in control. Because again, just to add on whatever you said last earlier, that what you cannot measure, you can't manage. So that one also stands out.
Yeah.
But also, would you want to help us understand how can a business, maybe they're starting out, do a cash flow forecast? Yeah, how can that happen? And then where do they start?
A cash flow forecast. So actually, ideally, the reason why we insist on cash flow is for forecasting.
All right.
Because you're able to tell this month, these are my obligations, these will be my expenses out, and this will be my my income for the month. So for SMEs in Zivah, we actually give an advice of every month, or at least on a quarterly. If you're not able to do it on a monthly basis, it's good to sit down and actually prepare a forecast of your business. That is to me now in the cash flow. Remember I said it's money in and money out. For this particular 3 months, I expect that I will be able to do revenues of this amount.
All right.
So that's your revenue, that's your cash in, right? then sit down and analyze your expenses. Expenses of, I have rent to pay, I have salaries to pay, I have other expenses, the day-to-day operations, lights, power, water, whatever bill I need to pay, the watchman. Sit down and analyze all your expenses. It's a projection, so you've not yet paid. That's by that way you're able to plan properly for your business, because I'd be able to tell if I've not hit my revenue targets, there'll be a problem. I may not be able to manage my expenses. You get? Another thing, even if I hit my revenue, what would happen if something came and is taking away a lot of my expenses? You know, and it's actually causing a very high rocket of my cash out. Something I never anticipated, a big loss, an accident. And you know, so when you're preparing the forecast, it keeps your business on check.
All right.
So you're able to tell that, this is how I'm progressing, and this is where I'm aiming at, what you literally call budgeting. And you're able to keep a track of, am I really hitting my aim, or it's a miss?
Yes.
So when you've done that and you're able to tell that my cash in and my cash out, you're now even forecasting your profitability. You know, is this venture really right? Or did I miss it? You get? And continue in it, it's still a motivation to still encourage you this particular time, but out of my cash projection and my cash cutting, at some point I'll break even. So you just keep on pressing on. That's why we say it is actually business.
It's actually
because you really check to have that broad perspective of this business.
Yes.
And then your monthly incomes or reporting unfolds, you're measuring it against your forecast. Yeah.
Wow, I think that conversation so far, if I was the person viewing, I would be having, my notebook would be around the 4th page or something, having noted down a lot of things. And thank you a lot for the nuggets of wisdom as well. And allow me to remind us that the easiest way of always supporting this program is sharing it to as many people as possible. Remember that problem that you are getting is also affecting so many of your friends, so many of the people who are also in your circle. So make sure you share as much as possible. And also, Mercy is here to answer as many of our questions as possible. So use that number down there to ask as many questions as possible. In our upcoming session, Mercy is going to be answering a lot of our questions. And maybe there's something, Mercy, I may want you to clarify here. Is budgeting and all these matters to do with cash flow and all that. What does the Bible say about all that? Because sometimes we want to put into the biblical context.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, absolutely. Proverbs 27. I had quoted it. Says, "Be sure condition of be sure condition."
No guesswork.
Careful attention. So I mean, this is the condition.
What is the condition?
Yes. Cash flow.
Okay.
How is your profitability? The condition.
Okay.
Yes.
So our viewers, today we are saying there is no guesswork. All right. That is why we are talking panic, because some of us, we are just waiting for end month. Then we start wondering, how are we going to meet all these expenses? How are we going to do all this? How are we going to ensure next month we handle marketing, we handle suppliers and all that? And I think today we have a solution, and I love it. You call your company Zivah Solutions because for real, you people are giving us valid solutions. So Enoch, maybe you can tell us something.
I know I just don't want to preempt so much, but I'm loaded with so many questions.
Yes.
So when you talk about now condition, the medical perspective, I look at it as a diagnosis. You make a diagnosis. So meaning God was so keen here. He wanted us to not let anyone just, go overboard. And I think that is what our bishop was talking about. We had a men's breakfast, and then he alluded to the fact that, even God throughout the entire creation. Whatever he made, he did not allow it to grow until there was a manager, you know, someone to steward things like that. So, I mean, if someone wants to hear that sermon, it is on YouTube.
Let's hold it there.
Yes.
Yes. So thank you so much, our viewers. That was our first episode of our today's session, and we are coming back with a better and a bigger, hotter conversation. And this coming session is the one that will be answering as many of your questions as possible. So keep them coming. Remember to also partner with us. We have our partnering details there. Partner with us so that this global mission can get to reach as many people as possible. Don't touch that dial. Just 2 minutes and we
Faith Today TV is here to make your brand outstanding. Worry not on where to advertise your business or your product. Call us on 0114 777 000 or email us on info@faithtodaytv.co.ke.
Hello there, my name is Enoch. Taking care of your health should be a top priority. Looking at the various engagements that we have today, it is so easy to forget about our health, mental well-being. That is why we introduce to you the Healthy You Talk Show, a brand new show that is going to address matters concerning your health, nutrition, stress management, mental health, name it. We bring to you a wide range of experts who are going to be touching pertinent issues concerning our health. Tune in every Tuesday at 10 a.m. live on Faith Today TV.
All right. Welcome back. This is KBN, and we are glad that we are still here engaging on matters finances, matters accounting, and matters cash flow. And today, this time round, I want us to onboard a very lucrative, or rather a wonderful conversation about compliance. This is where we talk of integrity in business. And I believe when matters integrity come around, most people affiliate that to maybe fraud and such other integrity matters or ethical problems. But I also understand we have a lot of challenges around financial integrity. And maybe our guest, CPA Mercy, you can help us understand how financial integrity open doors for kingdom entrepreneurs. And is it something you've practiced yourself, by the way?
Oh, yeah. Yes. I learned the hard way. Let me start with that.
Eagerly waiting to hear the hard way.
I learned the hard way. I think I gave an example where we sat down and started restructuring our money. And one of the things we realized, we were falling behind paying people that we owed.
Okay.
And not because we didn't have cash, but because we did not prioritize them.
Yes.
And one particular time we had a huge amount we had not paid, and it was actually overdue.
True.
And we just assumed like next month's salary itakuja, we will pay. You know, the Kenyan style.
Yes.
The Kenyan style. But what we came to realize, it was actually impacting on our credibility.
Okay.
And then remember, we also pastors.
True.
I'm just talking about personal finance, even as I mix with the business for
Yes.
the SMEs. And so this particular incident, things got nasty.
All right.
And we really, like, my husband would not really want to get any tarnishing of his name. And it really impacted on him.
Yes.
And we are out there ministering, and we come across with this person, and you just want to hide.
You want to
and
disappear.
Or let the earth open, you're right there. And that's why I said I learned it the hard way. So from then I realized it is very important to ensure you pay your obligations,
All right.
to ensure you are credible in your business. How do you treat your employees? Are you paying them on time? Are you remitting what the government actually requires you to remit?
Yes.
In terms of taxes, we'll ask, do you file your returns? The basic one. The people will say, I registered a business, but it's not operational, And if it's not operational, that would mean I don't need to file my returns.
Yes.
But remember, you'll not get a tax compliance certificate.
Sure.
So what will happen at the end of the day? You're not able to apply for some of these opportunities I was talking about. Another credibility comes in terms of, people need to trust your business.
True.
People need to trust your brand. So it's very important for us as Christians to ensure we are credible in the way we are carrying out our businesses.
Yes.
And there's integrity into it. Ensure you know which tax obligations I'm required to pay in terms of my space in the business, because we are not the same.
Yes.
Some will have income tax, others will have value added tax, others will have turnover tax. So it's different depending on, but of course it's the basic one, the income tax.
The income tax.
Even you as your personal finances, are you able to file your returns, file on time, avoid delays? You may go to extra costs by not just filing, which is as simple as calling Zivah Solution to assist you in filing your returns. So another thing, I maybe looking at the Bible, Jesus even says that sometimes pay to Caesar what belongs to
Caesar.
To Caesar, give people their dues and ensure that there is that integrity that you're following up. On tax planning, I actually advise SMEs, if you're not quite certain about your taxes, please consult. Consult. Look for a tax planner, look for someone who can advise you. They're not quite expensive, but it's good to really consult. Kiari is not, let me not use that word, but it's not your friend. They're looking for money. And that is why they're there. I don't fault them. I say it's us who are at fault. We didn't plan ourselves properly. So it's good to ensure that you're up to task with everything that you're due to pay. On obligations, ensure that remember the forecast will help you to tell you you've not paid your rent. It will just a reminder,
Sure.
It will help you to remind you this month you have VAT to declare. Please ensure you declare. Basically, yes, it's good to plan and ensure that you have integrity and credibility. Remember, in Kenya, we also have CRB. So if you're listed there, it's also a challenge.
It's also a challenge.
Yeah, for you accessing loan facilities. And of course, I watched last week's show where you had the other one, equity and debt. So it's something to consider.
Sure.
Narrowing down to your personal finances. I know sometimes we are caught up in bad financial decision making, which I've been a victim also. You can easily find yourself. You've made bad financial decisions. And it's okay to restructure, sit down, take a back step and say, here, I think I failed. I'm learning from my mistakes and I'm building up again. So build pole pole, people you owe, lipa to pole pole, build up pole pole, and things will be fine.
So you mean there's a culture we usually have, especially as young people in Kenya. And I'm like, nimekaa sana bila kumake a bad decision. So let me just make one bad decision. And maybe what you just imply is you need that to treat yourself. Maybe you've been very mean to yourself in terms of your finances and all that. So as financial advisors, do you advocate for us just once in a while? Do you give us that allowance to make just one bad decision?
No, we not call it bad decision. let us say the reason into this business is to make profit.
Yes.
Remember, I also said it's important to have the legacy in mind. Don't just do business for now.
Yes.
What we call longevity in business. But also it's important to know, the Bible says we have 70 days to live here on earth, unless God allows you to give you some bonus. Yeah, so I also advocate it's also important to have money for yourself.
All right.
My problem is mixing personal and business.
But sometimes it is not enough.
Uh-huh.
It is not enough. And actually the major challenge
Reporting
yes.
and ensuring, not reporting per se, but documentation,
You're
bookkeeping, ensuring I'm able to tell this and this is what I'm making.
Okay.
Remember, we are starting there.
Sure.
Then we do the forecasting, where you know this is the cash expected, these are the expenses
Sure.
that are following due next month. So even when you have a surplus, if you have a forecast, you remember there's some obligations that are due next month.
Yes.
So the reason for actually ensuring that proper record keeping or accounting system per se is to help you manage your resources.
Okay.
You get, so that I'm able to tell there's an almost coming due, I need to pay for it. So how do I bring the separation between this is my personal finance and this is my business finance? So let's start with the business, right? You've already, the money in that you're talking about, we call it capital. So as the owner of the business, you have to inject money.
True.
What we were trained on equity. So whichever money you're injecting, please document it as capital into the business, right? So it is your input to the business.
Yes.
So after you've done that, we go back to now to the incomes and to the expenses and get your profit. And remember, we are touching the profit. We are not touching the capital, right? So from the profit, it is according to accounting terms, yes, you can pay yourself from the profit. Yes, you can utilize your profit, especially if you're a sole proprietor.
Sure.
You're the only one, this is my business. So it's not, you not eat everything. It's a portion of your profit.
Okay.
The rest, places somewhere we call it as retained earnings.
All right.
At this particular time, let me also say, it is very important for business to have a bank account.
Okay.
Because most of the businesses, they don't have a bank account. Where is that money? M-Pesa. Your personal M-Pesa in its pocket and it's being used to this other side. So at Zivah, what actually started working on when I started it off is I first of all created a business account so that any money that is coming under Zivah, it first hits the account. So that I'm able to tell this was the money that came in. Any expenses for the Zivah, I deduct. Whatever I'm transferring myself, which is now the profit, is a portion of it, not all the money. Then the other one I said called a retained profit, have a savings plan. Maybe here I can touch now on where we're talking about the legacy. Remember, business, you're there to make money and to make more money per se. And can you invest that money back? Can you save that money? Now the culture of saving comes in because that is what will caution you on the bad day when you've not made enough profit to sustain the expenses. I hope it's clear.
It's something you've encountered as well.
Yeah, I think that is a very timely discussion because when it talks about treating yourself, I think that is what so many people need. And for the young people, I agree. You know, even in the hospital, if someone is sick, they have to be treated. So a business, sometimes we get to pattern the businesses, they look nice, but you know, the founder or the business owner is really suffering. You know, I think that's a very serious discussion. Maybe help us understand because you gave me hope again when you talked about paying yourself first. How does that look like? Because you would want to be paid first, yourself first. You would want to pay yourself first. What is the structure? Is there any percentage? What do we focus on to?
Okay. So on structuring, let me start with the structuring. It depends also with how you've registered your business. Maybe it's a company, it's a sole proprietor, it's a partnership. So for the three, we'll have different structuring of how they are paying themselves. Let's start with the sole proprietor. I'm the only one. It's my business. I'm running the show. So what do? Remember, it's after you've deducted your expenses. The problem is not treating yourself. The problem is we are using revenue.
Usually say the cow that is milk is being milk, it also deserve some treatment.
which you're very right. So the problem actually is we've used the revenue.
All right.
We've not used the profit. So you've not deducted your expenses. So when the landlord comes to ask for rent, you treated yourself with rent money.
Okay.
Mamboga case. I sold skuma, I sold nyanya, I sold waru. My daily collections for the day, let's say, was around 10,000. But I have to pay for the kibanda. That one I'll put aside. Even if I'm not paying it now, but I know I need to pay kanjo, whatever, I put aside my expenses. But you not do that if you're not tracking it. Because at the end of the day, I'd be like, I made 10,000. So it's 10,000 you want to spend on 10,000. Forgetting this tomorrow. And tomorrow you may not make the 10,000. You may make a 2,000. You get? So from the 10,000, deduct the expenses, then say now, my profitability is 2,000. So from the 2,000, as a sole proprietor, I can spend all of it because I'm the owner of the company. But that's a bad financial decision making because I'll say there's the rule. You're not yet done because you need to save. You remember? We say, of course, 10% if you're a Christian, take it to the tithe. 10% or 20% do savings. Another 20% you can do investment, which you can also combine with your savings. If you don't have another investment, then actually you're supposed to spend 60% of your profit.
Okay.
Yeah. It's called the 60-20-10-10 rule.
Right.
Yes. 60%.
I have 60%.
Yes. 60% is yours.
Okay.
10% tithing. The other 10%, either you're doing your savings, direct savings, SACCO, wherever, direct savings.
But I think we can go a little bit realistic here. I have invested 100,000 and it's all I had. All right?
Yes.
My first month, I didn't make profit. My second month, I never made profit as well.
Yes.
Yet, based on my business structures, in terms of what I have to spend and everything, I have gone to the very least.
Yeah.
All right? People also say that for a business to break even, it takes time. How am I supposed to survive in between? Yes.
You are speaking my heart.
There's actually a cliche in Kenya that most businesses don't see their third year.
All right, let's do this. Give us just 1 minute. We are experiencing a technical hitch and we'll be back in just a minute. Thank you so much. Amazing. Thank you so much for that wonderful moment. And we are back here. I think the conversation was very heated. And Esther is adding to the and asking, good morning, team. Why is cash flow always such a struggle for small businesses, even when sales are good? Now, actually, Esther is bringing another perspective. Sales are good, but cash flow is still a problem.
Yes.
Yes.
All right. I'll come to Esther.
Yes.
Maybe we can finish up on the other one who has to the nitty-gritties. Remember, I was saying in Kenya, businesses don't go past 3 years. And the reason is just basic record keeping.
All right.
That one we agreed on. So you're down there and you're saying the first 6 months,
Yes.
according to the accounting system, we don't expect you to make profit.
Okay.
Unless you're in a very robust market that's actually can be profitable from the first month. However, we usually say when you're getting into business, have a forecast that in 6 months you can sustain the business yourself.
All right.
Before you take off, which you could actually call it the seed phase of a business. Because the seed, you see the way you plant a seed, the business will actually require you to keep on adding and adding, not you taking away from the business.
Okay.
So for the one who said, how will it be going on forward? Just to encourage them, do the reporting. Okay, you have to spend maybe a 10 or a 5K from the business, but remember that's not your money.
True.
You actually, it's a loan from the business to you.
True.
So it will actually demand you
to pay back.
And you know how you'll pay it back? Rent will come.
Okay.
That's why you would now swap from the personal pocket to the business pocket. But at least if you have the records, it will be clear. Now back to Esther, who asked why cash flow is quite an issue. I think I'd mentioned about it, and I said you may have good sales, but have you collected all the money? So in my books, I'm making profits, but in my cash flow, there's no money incoming. So it's quite important to track your money in and your money out on the cash flow. So yes, and it's a challenge, Esther, just to encourage you. Just start with the simple forecast, and it will keep you on track. The sales may be very good, but is it translating to money?
Okay.
And remember, if you're not able to translate it to money, it means you will fall behind paying some stuff.
Yes.
And if you fall paying behind, it may even cost you your business.
True.
Yeah.
And I think we can combine these two questions because they are a little bit related. One, Joe is asking, is it realistic to pay myself a salary from the business in the first year? I think that's what you just handled.
Yeah.
And we also have another person here saying, hey, so how do I actually track my money without needing to hire a full-time accountant? Merge that with Mokami in Westlands asking, are there simple apps or tools you recommend for cash flow management?
Okay, thank you. Let me start with Mokami.
Yes.
For cash flow, I've not encountered such a tool.
Okay.
But I know we can't miss. So maybe something I can research on.
Sure.
I'll make sure when I come to the next show next week, I'll come with one answer of a cash flow tracking tool. But basically, Mokami just have the basic concept. In accounting, we say the reports can be very complex. Yeah, I did a formula, I think 2 weeks ago, where the formula was covering, you see the app there on your laptop, that Excel that fits the formula.
Yes.
From the end to the very end, it's a whole formula. And I had to remember it. But we say even in the complexity of accounting, the basic accounting skill is the most important. Your debit and your credit. Just that, as simple as that. If you understand that, you've understood everything. So even in cash flow, just understand it's your money in and your money out. So the other one who asked about, I think
it's George asking, how do I actually track money without needing to hire a full-time accountant?
All right. Thank you, John, for that question, and that's why Zivah brings you a wonderful solution.
True.
In Kenya today, most businesses are actually moving out of the 8-to-5 job, what I would call the formal employment, and they're actually embracing consultancy. So for SMEs, you remember we talked about restructuring your finances. You may have hired an accountant full-time, then you realize my expenses are more than my incomes, or your cash in and cash outflow, they're not really adding up. So you may need to let go some. So what do you, in the restructuring, you can actually consider having an accountant who comes to your business, maybe just once in a week, or two times in a week, or even once in a month. And Zivah, we have a product we call your virtual CFO. CFO means Chief Finance Officer.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so I've actually run that product where I can be a virtual CFO, where I just come and help you restructure your business in terms of accounting as a consultancy. So I'll come and advise and give you the reports and tell you these are the lapses and here you can do this and this and this and this. So yes, to answer the question directly, you really don't have to have an accountant full time. But I would also say for SMEs, please don't operate without an accountant.
And there is an interesting one here. Someone asking, should I take a loan if cash flow is poor or wait and trust God's timing? I think you can answer that as we wind up.
Wow. I think that one you should have asked the guy who advised us on debts and equity. Because, in my perspective, a loan is not bad.
All right.
And that is what I usually insist. I come from a finance background. My dad works in the bank. And one of the things I learned from my dad is a loan is very good.
Okay.
And you know, I thought it's because you're in banking, so you want people to take loans.
To take loans. His
But,
marketing.
Yeah, he's marketing his product. But actually, I got him.
Okay.
Because he was trying to break it down that sometimes for the business to grow, you may need more injection of capital. And it's not only a loan. You can even raise shareholders' equity. Like where I'm currently in, we're actually doing a fundraising for equity to grow the business. So it is very important as the business grows in to inject more money in the business with a projection that it will make more money. So even as you're taking the loan, the cash flow is very important because you're able to forecast, are you able to repay the loan? So the tricky thing with loan is repaying the loan. Yeah.
Actually, it's very sweet.
Yes.
But just like the roots of education, it's very bitter. So,
repaying is the problem.
So Enoch, what are your final remarks and your parting shot as we wind up this wonderful conversation?
I must tell you, I need more. Yeah, I can conclude by saying I need more of this.
Yes.
Because when you look at it, some of us have not been taking banking so seriously. Some of us just get our money on Pesa and that is all. But when you allude to the fact that to the bank is one way of us also managing our finances. And it's also, even in the Bible scripturally, you know, Jesus emphasizes the bare minimum of a man he had given some of the talents of money is to invest in a bank, you know, and maybe get a profit or something like that. So this is a very, very imperative discussion for the young people, and I believe if we are to move from chaos, like we began introducing this discussion, to clarity, we need this information. Yeah, so I mean, that is so good.
Thank you so
need
much,
a part to read.
and I think that's your humble invitation to our next
Absolutely.
episode. Thank you so much. And our guest, CPA Mercy, we are so much grateful and delighted for that wonderful time. And I know our viewers have really enjoyed. Maybe as you can give us your parting shot and also tell our viewer if they want to get you, if they want to reach Zivah Solutions, how are they going to do that?
Awesome.
Yes.
Thank you for your time and following us through the conversation. I hope you've learned a lot. I believe you have. It was quite an engagement. As we are talking about coming from chaos to clarity, just to encourage you that the chaos in your business in terms of finances, move it to clarity, understanding. And actually that way Zivah comes on board, because Zivah means bringing light to your numbers. So it's good to ensure you have a clarity of your business, your cash inflows, your cash outflows, ensure proper planning, ensure proper budgeting. And yeah, so Zivah Solutions, we are based in Kasarani, and you can find us all over. I'll share my number on your screens that you're able to reach out to me, and I'll provide more insights. And also I look forward to selling this new product I've launched, your virtual CFO. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you can actually give us the number.
Yes. 0715 0715 560
Yes.
570. Yeah.
Amazing. And because we also advocate for the digital space, how can we get hold of you digitally?
Digitally.
Yes.
Digitally, you can follow us on Facebook, Zivah Solutions.
Okay.
Yeah. We are slowly getting into these other spaces as we are being coached
Yes.
by the digital coach himself. Yeah.
Amazing. Thank you so much. And once again, this is Kingdom Business Network, and we are delighted to be impactful to you, to bring such wonderful conversations as we aspire to be of benefit to your business. Keep the fire burning, keep coming back to this wonderful program, and keep engaging with us so that we can continue to advance this kingdom agenda. This has been your digital coach, Lewis Ndege, and until later, bye-bye.